I'd like to call this meeting of the Clay County Commission to order. We will begin with our invocation. Brody Prashant, President, please come forward. And as you're coming forward, I would just like to remind anyone who will be speaking tonight, when you come up, make sure that the green light is on. Speak directly into the microphone, state your name, and then proceed to address the commission. So with that, President.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. My name is Brody Prashant. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I represent several congregations in Clay County. It's a pleasure to be with you and appreciate all that you do. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this day, grateful for the opportunity we have to meet here with this body. We are grateful for the freedoms we enjoy in this country, grateful for the celebration we have this year to celebrate our 250th anniversary. We pray that we can remember thy hand and thy divine providence at all times. We're grateful for the freedoms we enjoy in the state of Missouri and also here in Clay County. Father, will thy choicest blessings be upon this commission, that would bless them and for their sacrifice and their service, their public service, Father. And we appreciate the time they give and the sacrifice they make on our behalf and the time away from their friends and family. We pray for a spirit of unity and understanding. We pray that thy Spirit will be here to lead us and guide us, that as we discuss important matters and make decisions, that thy hand will be upon us. How grateful we are for all of our bounteous blessings. We pray for our world leaders, that they can find consensus as well, and that they can put down those things that may divide them and seek unity and strength as well in a way that would be pleasing to thee. Father, we love thee, we appreciate all that we have, and we offer this prayer in the sacred name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. By the way, I heard my phone chirp, so we might want to make sure our phones are off. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Nolte?
Here.
Commissioner Withington? Here. Commissioner Lawson? Here. Commissioner Wagner? Here. Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Thompson? Here. Commissioner Carpenter?
Here.
Okay. With that moves us on to approval of this evening's agenda. Thank you. Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve tonight's agenda.
Motion's been made for the approval of this evening's agenda. Discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson? Yes. Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson? Yes. Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. We have a number of ceremonial matters before us. There are three. The first one is 2026-129. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-129, proclamation for Older Americans Month, for the month of May of 2026, and the commission will move forward regarding the
I'm sorry, could you speak a little louder, please?
So the commission will move forward with the ceremonial matters.
Thank you. I don't have a specific commissioner listed for this issue on my agenda. Very well. I'll go ahead and just start it off then and then pass it on to whichever commissioner would care to speak. Certainly Older Americans Month. I was kidding some of the people coming in today. I said, yes, I'm aware of that because I am one. So I just want to say that we are, as a county, I think, doing a good job, especially through the senior board with Tina and a lot of the other groups that are working, because the thing is, it is important to make sure that we are taking care of those folks. We obviously have that as a priority here on the commission, given the fact that we went forward with senior tax relief. So it's not just dollars and cents, but it's actually caring for them. And one of my first experiences with Tina, as a matter of fact, was passing out the File of Life cards. Is that still a program? Yes, it is. Okay. I will explain a little bit of what it is, and please correct me when you get to come up. Essentially what it is a two-part thing. They have a magnetic envelope that goes on your refrigerator and one that would go in either your wallet or your purse, depending. And it essentially is a listing of the prescription medications that the people in that household are in. So the reason you put it on the refrigerator is so that it is easy for any emergency responder to be able to find, pull up what medications that individual is on, because that could have a great deal to do with how they are given first responder type care, whatever they're doing. So it was a great program, and I'm glad to see it's going on. And there are a lot of other great programs. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up, because I just want to make sure that people understood that the innovations were happening back then. I don't even want to think about how many years ago that was ago. Things. Oh, thank you. But those things were going on 20 years ago, and there are still, and I'm sure you will be helping us illustrate what some of the things that are going on now, some of the innovative ways in which you are helping seniors. Most especially, one of the ones that I think that is very important are fall prevention. So I'm sure that you will want to address that in some fuller detail, because we want to make sure that everybody understands how dangerous it can be in those situations, and the other issues that you folks are dealing with. So are there any other commissioners who would like to speak on this? Okay, I see none. So and if anyone here would like to come up and speak on this matter, then we will break and present the resolutions. As I said, make sure the green light is on, state your name.
Yeah, it's on, isn't it?
All right, and then just proceed with your remarks.
Well, I'm so happy to be here. I'm Tina Urich, Executive Director of Clay County Senior Services, and today we have our board chairman, Bob Steinkamp, right back here. We have staff, Vicki Hahn, she's our Operations and Program Support Administrator, and our newest employee is Ann Kinney, Program and Resources Manager. So this is our 21st year. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and you all have done such a great job of supporting us and taking the time to appoint committed and dedicated board members, and we really appreciate that. But this month, May, is Older Americans Month. This year's theme is Champion Your Health, and that focuses on prevention, wellness, and taking an active role in managing your own health, advocating for yourself, accessing preventative care, and making informed decisions that support independence. And all the programs that we offer encompass all of those things. Transportation to get people to their doctor's appointments, falls prevention, as you mentioned, and before you, I have a flyer of the way we're going to celebrate Older Americans Month is to offer some community events on falls prevention at Smithville Senior Center. And then because we are a bi-county coalition, we're also going to have an event over in Parkville. So that's an example of us getting out in the community and providing prevention and wellness programs. Today I also brought our annual report that highlights a lot of those kinds of programs that we utilize our tax dollars to support. So we really appreciate everything that you all do and appreciate celebrating this important month.
Well, we all certainly appreciate the work that the board does. It's amazing when you think about it's been that number of years, so certainly we appreciate what it is you're doing and the fact that you're able to, I've known Bob forever. So it's nice to see people that have been doing it for so long, but it's very encouraging to see new faces because we need to make sure that this fine work continues into the future. Yes. And no, I think it's great. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Tina? See, okay. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. There's still a lot to do for our older adults.
Would any of your other board members care to step forward and say anything? I mean, certainly you're welcome to do so. Okay. Well, with that, excuse me, we will take a few moments and with the resolution, and then we will pick up our agenda from there. Thank you.
Okay. Come on. they ask that I leave my contact information, how you can reach me. Would you just like the phone numbers?
I think if you don't mind, what I would like is if anybody who's watching who wants to investigate you, so maybe your website and whatever a senior who's watching may need to go forward and take advantage of your services.
Okay, our website is www.claycoseniors.org. You can follow us on Facebook. Go to our website. All our contact information is there. However, the phone number is 816-455-4800. Okay.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
That brings us to our next item under ceremonial matters. That's 2026-130. Mr. Administrator?
Yes, 2026-130 is proclamation for Public Service Recognition Week from May 3rd to May 9th, and we have our Human Resources Director, Kim Callahan, here to present.
All right. Good
Proceed.
evening, Commissioners. Kim Callahan, HR Director. I'm going to show you a little slideshow, here we go, of events that happened this week for Public Service Recognition Week. So it started with snack tubs for all of the departments. We put together over 100 snack tubs. It started with chair massages for all of the employees throughout the different departments. And then Wednesday, we had two guys and a grill at Quick Building, and we had a cookout. We had 160 employees come down and get lunch. And at the same time, we had a games competition. So this is, you can see our IT guys, they're getting ready to compete. So we had Jenga, we had Connect 4, and then we had, of course, Cornhole. So each of the departments played it in their departments and sent the champions to the big championship playoff. So we had brackets and we had people come down and compete, and while we were also eating and enjoying the lunch. We've got a lot of competitive employees, so it was really funny to see them be competitive and have a lot of fun at the same time. So that was a lot of fun. There's a picture that's got to come up with the winners of each one, because we did hand out trophies. The trophies will be passed each year when we have our game playoffs. So this was a great week. That I'm just going to read through the proclamation real quick. Whereas the Public Service Recognition Week, it's a nationwide celebration honoring the contributions of government employees at the local, state, and federal. These are the trophies that were handed out to our winners, and federal levels. And these are the winners. Dylan from IT was Connect 4. Victor and Jade, the auditor, were Cornhole champions. And this was our pet contest winners. We had a pet contest where they voted, and Squall helped us with that. Squall was the winner of Jenga. I don't want to, we went through that. But anyway, it ended with the goat cuddling this afternoon. So a lot of great pictures of the goat cuddling. I'll get through this real quick. Whereas the employees of Clay County are dedicated to serving the residents of our county with commitment, integrity, and professionalism. And whereas Clay County employees provide essential services that enhance the quality of life for our community, including maintaining our infrastructure and ensuring public safety, delivering vital social services and supporting those in need, preserving our natural resources and promoting sustainability, facilitating access to information and promoting civic engagement, supporting the administration of justice and upholding the rule of law. And whereas the work of Clay County employees often goes unseen, yet their efforts are vital to the effective operation of local government and the well-being of our citizens. And whereas it's fitting and proper to recognize and express appreciation for the dedication, professionalism, and accomplishments of our Clay County employees. So it's hereby resolved that the Commissioners of Clay County, Missouri proclaim this week, May 3rd through the 9th, as Public Service Recognition Week. All right.
Well, thank you. It's great that we were able to do that. I'm glad we have the Quick Building just down the street, because that gives us the ability to stage these events. Commissioner Wagner.
Thank you. I just wanted to congratulate you, Kim, on these events this week. And I might suggest bringing those goats back around December downstairs. I recall there's a lot of tension around tax time.
That would
those
be a
goats
good
might
time.
do some good.
Yeah, they have the goats out there.
But
I
great
like
job.
that. I'm going to
Great
make a
job.
note of that, yes. Thank you, Scott.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks too to obviously all of our awesome employees and everybody who makes the government go. It's important work, critical work for everybody, for our community and across the country. So really grateful, and thanks to you too. Obviously, you're one of them, and it's been a real pleasure to see all the emails flaring in all week about all the different fun stuff. It's really been delightful. When I was here yesterday, I was told that Victor had won cornhole. When I was growing up, we called it the beanbag game.
Oh,
it's sort of like pop and soda, and there's different names for it. But I guess society has settled on cornhole. But anyway, I'm pretty good, so I just we'll just have to let Victor know next year.
I think I hear
might
a
have to be up
little,
front. So.
Okay. That's
But
it.
anyway, seriously, thank you, and to everybody. Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
Well, since we seem to have a ringer, we probably should have a commission team. I mean, as long as we've got you as an asset, we might just as well take full advantage.
Could I tell you, the employees suggested that we do a dunk tank. A dunk tank.
A dunk tank?
Dunk tank. I'm just telling you, they have all these great ideas, and we're like, who's going to sit on there and get dunked in the water? And I was like, yeah, we'll put that, yeah, I'm just saying.
I've done dunk tanks before, and I just don't like it when they put the ice cubes in the dunk tank, so it makes it a little extra cool. But no, seriously, I think we all appreciate what it is you're doing, particularly myself and Commissioner Thompson, who we've both been in the county for a while, and we remember times when the atmosphere was not so congenial and not so pleasant. And the fact that you and everyone here is working so hard to keep that atmosphere and to change that culture is deeply appreciated by all of us. So thank you for that very much.
Thank you. And thank you to Damon Hodges for bringing us all together and really helping. He's really helped me promote this too. So I want to thank him. Shout out to our county administrator for his help.
Any other commissioners wishing to comment? Seeing none. Should we come down and get a picture? Okay, good. Well, we'll take another short break. We'll get the picture, and then we will go on to our third and final ceremonial matter.
Right. All right, absolutely. I don't have the proclamation. Oh, he's got it, okay. Okay.
Okay, so we have our third and final ceremonial matter coming up, and that one is 2026-132. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-132 is honorary resolution for Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May 2026. And we have Commissioner Jason Withington who will be regarding with that.
Commissioner Withington, you are recognized.
All right, so 2026-132. Whereas mental illness is a leading cause of disability in the United States, impacting nearly 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 13 children. And whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, all Americans experience time of difficulty, stress, and emotional hardship throughout their lives. And whereas prevention, early intervention, education, and stigma reduction are effective ways to reduce the burden of mental health conditions. And whereas mental health conditions are real, common and present in communities across Missouri and Clay County. And whereas the effective treatment, support, and access to appropriate services, individuals living with mental health conditions can recover and lead full productive lives. And whereas businesses, schools, government agencies, healthcare providers, community organizations, families, and citizens of all share in the responsibility to promote mental wellness, support prevention efforts, and foster a community of compassion and understanding. Now therefore, have the Clay County Board of Commissioners do recognize May 2026 as Mental Health Awareness Month and call upon all citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, schools, and community organizations to increase awareness and understanding of mental health and to help reduce the stigma around mental illness and support the need for appropriate, accessible, and compassionate services for all individuals living with mental illnesses. So joining us tonight, we have the CEO of Beacon Mental Health, Kristen Feeback. But this honorary resolution is to just bring awareness to mental health. As I've shared before, I've suffered with anxiety and depression my entire life, and so just everybody know you're not alone. So,
Doctor, you are recognized. Please make sure the microphone is on.
Thank you, and thank you, Commissioner Withington. I really appreciate the opportunity to come up and speak today. Just to kind of give somebody, just to give some insight about Beacon Mental Health, we served 10,000 people last year, so that's significant and it's growing. Beacon Mental Health, we serve Ray, Clay, and Platte County. And so I just wanted to, I prepared some remarks, and I just want to say this. So thank you for this recognition and proclaiming May 2026 as Mental Health Awareness Month. On behalf of our team, I want to express our gratitude for your continued financial support through county taxes, for the mental health services, and for helping bring visibility to an issue that affects individuals, families, schools, workplaces, and the entire community. Mental health touches every one of us. Raising awareness helps reduce stigma. It encourages people to seek help earlier and reminds those who may be struggling that they are not alone. We are fortunate to have dedicated providers, community partners, first responders, educators, and advocates throughout Clay County who work every day to support the well-being of our residents. And this recognition also belongs to them as well. As we observe Mental Health Awareness Month, I encourage everyone to continue conversations about mental wellness, to check in on one another, and to support access to care and resources for those who need them. Thank you again for this honor and for your commitment to mental health for our community. I wanted to highlight a little bit before I turn it over to Jennifer Justice. She serves on our foundation board. But one of the things that we have the Ray, Clay, and Platte County Mental Health Fund. So that's one way that Clay County supports, and then we also have the Clay County Children's Fund. So some of those services are outpatient therapy because we do serve the population that is not insured or underinsured. Those funds go towards outpatient therapy, as well as psychiatric and medication management. We also have 24/7 crisis services. So through 988, we also provide mobile crisis response 24/7 with a qualified mental health professional and a peer support. We also have a lot of resources in this community for substance use treatment, as well as other special programs such as our treatment courts. I would highly encourage commissioners to go to the treatment court graduations. I was actually at one yesterday. It was a mental health graduation, mental health court client graduation, and those are so influential, hearing the journey that people go through. We would not be able to have those services without being funded. So I just want to thank you for that.
Before you turn it over, could you,
Yes, sir.
what I'd like to do is make sure that our county administrator is aware of those graduations so that they can be put on our calendar. I'm trying to remember whether they are or not, but certainly I want to make sure that we are aware, because I think you're right. Our attendance and our observations are important for us to be able to absorb the importance of the issue.
Well, and I've seen you there.
Yes, you have.
You and one of the, and Commissioner Lawson, yeah, you came. So I really appreciate your support in that. And again, I'm just here as a part of the team, but our drug and alcohol counselors, peer support specialists, they're really the ones that are providing the services, and they do an exceptional job.
Thank you. Before you leave, is there anyone else who would have any questions? Very well, we'll go to the next person, please. Ms. Justice.
Thank you, Kristen, and I'm Jennifer Justice. I do want to applaud Kristen. She's newer to Beacon Mental Health, so for a CEO to jump in the way that she has, take the reins, and literally transform our Northland Beacon Mental Health. Tom Patrizio was doing an excellent job, but as we all know, I'm a fan of 1 degree better, right? What does 1 degree better look like 30 years from now? We can do amazing things. And so what I want to highlight this evening is Beacon Mental Health has partnered with HeadRush for the month of May for mental health awareness. So starting May 11th through May 31st, we have the Stay Grounded campaign. So you can go to HeadRush. They have 2 lattes that are featured, the Zen Garden Latte, which has lavender and honey, and then the Inner Peace Latte, which will have some white monkey green tea and some chamomile. You can go to either of the locations. They have one in Gladstone and then the one over in Briarcliff. But those funds that they raise from these drinks will go to our brand new C-STAR program. C-STAR stands for Comprehensive Substance Treatment and Rehabilitation. And this program is launched for our young people to meet them where they're at. And as we know, we have some struggling youth, unfortunately, in the community. Commissioner Wagner's wife so generously serves on the school board, Laura Wagner, and her and I talk all the time about some of the different things that go on. So unfortunately, we do have struggling youth, so this program is designed to meet them where they're at, and then hopefully, you know, we plant the seed and maybe don't see as many people in treatment and in rehabilitation. Maybe we can get ahead of that, so that would be fantastic. And then the last thing I want to tell you about is our largest foundation fundraiser of the year is Birdies for Beacon. So if you have never been, this is one of the most fun events that Beacon does all year long, and we do it at T-Shots. It's going to be October 13th. It's our largest fundraiser. But I thank you guys so much for recognizing this. Some of you have heard my story, and I'm not going to dive into that right now, but I have personal connections to suicide that run very deep. And so mental health is very near and dear to my heart, and I just really appreciate you guys for recognizing that. Thank you.
Are there any questions or comments? Is there anyone else wishing to speak on the issue? Any commissioners wishing to speak? Commissioner Withington is your subject, so if you'd like any closing remarks before we
Thank you guys
present
for all you guys
the
do.
resolution, please proceed.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Once again, I want to make sure that anyone watching or aware of this broadcast knows how it is that they can seek mental health if they are in need or they know of someone in need. So if you could give us your contact information, how people should reach out to you, we'd certainly appreciate that.
Sure. First of all, our website, and it's actually just been updated, is beaconmh.org, so you can access it that way. I'm going to be honest, I don't have the phone number memorized, but we just have a main line that you can call. You can always access mental health by dialing 988. So that is actually, prior to coming to Beacon, I worked at ComCare, and so we answered all the 988 calls for Ray, Clay, and Platte County and other counties as well. So Yeah, and we're located on 31, now I have this memorized, 3100 Northeast 83rd Street. That's where our office is located, but we do have quite a few locations around the different counties as well to access mental health, so.
And that's close to Maple Woods Community College.
It is, yeah, it's actually their old fitness center.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you very much for being here and for the work that you all do.
Thank you, appreciate you all.
All right, that concludes our ceremonial matters. That brings us to public comments. Are there any members of the public who would wish to address the commission on any issue of importance to them? Seeing none. That brings us to our consent agenda. Mr. Administrator?
Yes, good evening. We have one item on our consent agenda, 2026-127, approval of invoice payments for Clay County for the period of April 25th through May 1st. We had a total of 212 invoices with a total of $510,688.29.
Is there a motion related to the consent agenda? Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve tonight's consent agenda.
Motion's been made for the approval of this evening's consent agenda. Further discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. That brings us to our regular agenda. There are two items on this evening's regular agenda, the first one being 2026-128. Mr. Administrator?
Yes, 2026-128, approval of invoice payments for Clay County Prosecutor's Office for the period April 25th through May 1st. We had a total of 6 invoices totaling $3,398.77.
Commissioner Johnson.
Move to approve 2026-128.
Motion's been made for the approval of 2026-128. Further discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
I recuse myself?
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Motion passes 5 in favor, 1 recusal.
Thank you. That brings us to our second and final regular agenda item, 2026-131. Mr. Administrator.
Yes, 2026-131, approval of donation of $17,492.98 for inclusive playground equipment at Little Platte Park. We have our Parks Director, John Davis, to explain more.
Please proceed.
John Davis, Parks Director. This year, we've budgeted to do some playground improvements at Little Platte Park Playground. So far, that includes the pour-in-place rubber surface, which is a matching grant from Missouri Department of Natural Resources, recycled tire products, and now we have Jay Dunn has offered to purchase or pay to purchase a piece of inclusive equipment, which pictures in your packet. Donation $17,492.98. This would be in addition to that playground, and we're also planning to add 2 more pieces of inclusive equipment to that playground.
Okay.
Any questions?
Are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, Commissioner Johnson.
First of all, real quick question. This is a donation from J.E. Dunn and Google, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, thank you to them for the donation. And I'd like to approve 2026-131.
Motion's been made for the approval of 2026-131. Further discussion? Seeing none, you are recognized to close.
I close.
Please call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Lawson?
Yes.
Commissioner Wagner?
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes.
Commissioner Carpenter?
Yes.
Commissioner Withington?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Very well. That concludes our regular agenda. Next on the agenda is the County Administrator comments. Mr. Administrator?
Yes, good evening. A couple items tonight. One is we had a review commission meeting for our Constitution Review Commission meeting earlier today. That meeting started at 4 o'clock today. That was, as mentioned before, we have gotten through all the articles of the Constitution, and now we're at the point where we're trying to approve the language that will be finalized to be going on the ballot. So this one we had today, had a good meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for May 14th at 4 o'clock as well. And then we'll go from there to see if we need any additional meetings. Then the next one we'll have to decide as far as they will decide on which was the election ballot they would be on, and looking at the November ballot as far as the election ballot. The other items I have on that is SB 190 update. I'll be emailing this to you as well, but just to give you a few numbers on that. Year-to-date, we have done it, actually, let me say it's SB 190, but it also is a update on our actual collections. So that's a portion of it, but the overall collections. So these first numbers are overall collections. We collected $503,284,399.01. That's year-to-date of overall collections. And then of that, the next part is year-to-date is XP 190 of $62,787,393.87. And that, as far as distribution of those amounts, we have distributed to date $568,326,354.81. When we talk about distribution, that's to all our taxing districts. As far as SB 190 distribution, that was one that was delayed mainly because of our software and other items. But we have distributed $58,237,404.46. So over 90% of the amounts have been distributed. Currently, what the other items that we finalize on that we collected is those who are going to TIF districts. So you have to do all that manually, and so they're working through those as we go each week. The other part I want to talk to you is about our vendor communications. Ascend is our vendor. We have weekly communications and not daily with them. We had a meeting this past Wednesday that I'm on weekly, but also our staff itself communicate with them pretty much daily, working through the different issues that we got. One of the interactions we have is collaboration with the software developers, and the staff is working on a couple of patches and fixes that we're going through as well. So working with them as well to try to work on going forward what steps we would have taken. The next part of that is our software RFP. That went out a couple weeks ago, and we received five vendors total, 5 responses. Going through that or vetting those currently. And we went through the first vetting this past week with our IT department, as well as myself, as well as our auditor's office and the collector's office. But our next steps is to move forward with another committee that will help with our final selection. And that one I'll be talking to each of you. I've talked to a few of you already, because I've preferred that we have at least 3 county commissioners to be on that committee to help with the vetting and final decision-making to bring that actual software selection back to you as a commission for final approval. So we know that will take a few weeks from now because not only do we want them to come and present to us to make that final selection, but we also want them to come and bring it back to you all. So we're going through that selection as we speak, and I'll be contacting each of you to work on who will be on the committee itself.
Very well, thank you. That brings us to discussion items. I believe, have one discussion item. Mr. Administrator, if you'd like to introduce that.
Yes, I'll introduce it and I'll pass it over to Commissioner Whittington and then our County Counsel, Kevin Graham. This evening, we have discussion item of Robert's Rule of Order for our commission meetings, which is what we govern. It's a international use of rules that they use throughout all board meetings. And I'll stop there and let Commissioner Whittington go from there.
Thank you. Commissioner Whittington, you are recognized.
So Damon, I know you're going to be leaving, so congratulations to your son for graduating tonight. Baccalaureate, whatever. Okay, close enough. But congratulations anyway. So want to bring this up. We've had some discussion with some of us commissioners over the last year or so with some of the rules that aren't being followed. I know that we follow Robert's Rules of Order, or we're supposed to anyway. Some of the biggest issues that we've seen are that the maker of a sponsoring commissioner who sponsors a ordinance or a resolution has not always been called on to speak first. Sometimes the presiding commissioner, if it's something that he wants to try to take credit for or something, he'll speak first to try to frame the discussion and everything, and that's not how it is. Robert's Rules of Order says that the sponsoring commissioner is the one who's supposed to speak first or frame the conversation, whatever. So that's one issue that I wanted to bring up. Also, recognizing the speakers in the queue. One thing that I've noticed is when it comes to discussion topics, not only is the person that brings the discussion forward sometimes not called on to speak first, but that the presiding commissioner likes to skip the queue and talk in between everybody. And that's not how Robert's Rule of Order 330 through 334 does not give the presiding commissioner the ability to skip the queue himself and talk after everybody. I mean, there's times where I brought a discussion item forward and, you know, John or Jay or Megan or Joanne or Scott or somebody will say something. I want to comment on it, and I can't because I'm not in the queue. But our presiding commissioner will talk after everybody, and that's not correct. That's not following the rules. And then also another big one was a few weeks ago, Commissioner Lawson made a motion to, a privileged motion to table an ordinance or a resolution on a board appointment. And that should have ended debate. Instead, though, our presiding commissioner made a point of privilege to, after the vote was taken, to make a comment about that. And that violates the rules. A point of privilege is supposed to be, I can't be heard, the temperature's too cold. It's not to continue debate. So I just wanted to have a conversation with all of us, so we all know what the rules are going to be going forward, and that we'll make sure that we all follow the same rules, and that the rules are applied to everybody, that some people aren't exempt from the rules while the rest of the rules are applied to us. So.
I think that the administrator stepped out for a moment. I think the administrator had mentioned that the counselor also wanted to make some comments. So if you want to go forward, then we will proceed from there.
I'm happy to give some thoughts, just because I think it's a good discussion to have. I think it's really important to maybe recenter us a little bit on Robert's Rules. As everyone knows, Robert's Rules is adopted by ordinance as our kind of meeting rules. It is important to understand that Robert's Rules controls a wide range of meetings. The best example would be the House of Representatives with 438 members in Congress. Very large group and very formal. Robert's Rules also rightfully or thankfully foresees that smaller groups are often involved too. And they're really there are separate rules for smaller groups, typically less than 12, just like ours. So for example, in a large group, Congress, the chair doesn't speak at all. The chair never is actively engaged in the discussion. If the chair wants to make a motion, if the chair wants to be engaged in the discussion, they have to relinquish the chair, and someone else has to step in to the chair so that the chair can participate. That is not the case in smaller groups, and for obvious reasons. When you have a small group, it is less formal, and that's how it probably should be. But as Commissioner Withington points out, certainly there are expectations of fairness, that that discussions are not, rules are not arbitrarily applied, that the sponsoring member of a motion is, under Robert's Rules, supposed to get the first crack at that motion. That is true, and is supposed to get the closing remarks as well. So those are all certainly good ideas for us to keep in mind. And my general view is we want to be mindful of Robert's Rules. We want to follow Robert's Rules, but we don't want to be slaves to Robert's Rules. Yeah. We want to, our goal here is to do the will of the people, to do good work, to execute good policy for Clay County, and I'm always reluctant to let the structure of rules get in the way of that, and certainly so for example, Robert's Rules would suggest that you're not supposed to talk more than once on a topic. That is, I think, unwieldy, and we, on many occasions, will, I don't want to say violate that, but move past that, because there is a discussion to be had. And maybe that works for Congress, but it doesn't work for us. I mean, the important part is that what people have to say be said, it be said respectfully, and that good policy is set. If people have specific questions, I'm happy to answer those as well. But again, I think it's a good, just a good time to have a reminder and kind of recenter us on Robert's rules. We do use them. They do certainly help us and have suggestions on how these discussions should go. But again, like I said, I don't want us to be slaves to the rules either. The focus is that we do the work of the people.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. Robert's rule does give a small board exemption or exceptions, and I get that. The problem though is like, for example, if I bring up a discussion topic, my microphone is automatically cut off. People might ask questions of me and I can't respond. We got to wait till it's my turn in the queue. The presiding commissioner though, he responds after every single person. That's not right. That's violating the rules. So I think if we're all going to be held to a standard, or if there's going to be standard applied to some of us, it needs to be applied across the board equally to everybody. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation.
Sure.
Yeah, and I don't want to be held to the same, I don't want to be a slave to those rules because, I might say something, and Jay might have, say something, and then somebody else, and then Jay might want to comment again. So I don't want it to be like one and done, right?
Sure.
So I get that. If there's going to be rules, I want to equally, like last year for Walk the School Day, I had proclamations. I couldn't find them. Presiding commissioner had them. I had to walk over after the commission meeting started and take them out of his hands because he wouldn't give them to me. I couldn't do my job when I invited people here without getting them. So, when Joanne did the SB 190, before he even called on Joanne, Jerry was grandstanding in front of everybody. When Jay brought the amendment, Jay wasn't even called on to do the introduction. Jerry wanted to grandstand in front of everybody. When we did the jail committee, before I was called on, Jerry wanted to grandstand in front of everybody. So if there's going to be rules, I want it applied equally across the board. That's what I'm trying to get at tonight.
Commissioner Lawson.
Okay. I think we all in our past history with either our company or with organizations we belong to, we have always been told Robert's Rules of Order say, and then you try to follow those so that there's some decorum brought to your meeting. I think here, if our focus is to take care of the people of this county, then we should conduct this in a very businesslike manner. And if Robert's Rules of Order is of course the thing that we should go by, I think we need to follow that because there have been times here where we'll get into a hairy discussion and somebody will want to make a comment and we're told, no, you can't do that. You can't say that. No, because it's Robert's Rules of Order. A week later, that very person will do exactly what I did the week before and nothing's said. So I think it is a very good thing just to be fair to everybody and have some kind of professional way to handle our meetings, that we really do try to follow Robert's Rules of Order. I haven't looked at it in a long time, probably none of us have, but I'm going to get a copy of it and sit down and really read it and scrutinize that thing. And then that way, I feel like if there's an issue brought up, that we can then professionally say, oh, wait a minute, Robert's Rules of Order say blah, 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 and we follow it for everybody. And I just think it's a better way to do business and for us to look more professional.
Commissioner Carpenter.
Thank you. Appreciate the discussion. Just want to say that I agree that, let's try to follow the rules while also, having a balanced approach to, the most important thing is that we have productive dialogue and that we get problem solved. Question for County Council is, because same with me, it's been over 10 years since I've visited Robert's Rules, and then it was in a larger body that you discussed, and so I was focused on the larger body rules. So I'll admit that I've got some ignorance here. I'm a little unclear on specifically, Commissioner Withington mentioned the queue. and what order speakers go in. He mentioned a complaint about the presiding commissioner speaking in between people who are in the queue and waiting for their turn. Do you have an opinion as to whether Robert's Rules weighs in on that subject?
I think it does a little bit for sure. You know, the reality is that how much speaking occurs, I mean, it's a bit of a gray area under the rule. So I think Robert's Rules would say that the sponsoring member of a motion or a topic, a discussion topic, or maybe an honorary resolution, take your pick, goes first. I think Robert's Rules said that person also gets to close. And then that every other member can then speak between them. For a small group, the presiding commissioner certainly can speak and certainly can even make motions. Now, Robert's Rules would say things like the presiding commissioner should not abuse that position or dominate the conversation by the fact that they have access to how the conversation goes back and forth. Unfortunately, I mean, that's not a bright line rule. Yeah, I don't think it says, I think Robert's Rules would frown on the chair interjecting kind of between each set of speakers, but is probably not explicitly prohibitive of that, is probably the best way I would phrase it. Again, this is kind of I wouldn't call it a gray area, but it's just, you know, there's no bright line rule on some of this stuff as to what point the conversation maybe is dominated by one person when it shouldn't be, or someone is talking too much, or is not being considerate of others, right? That's a hard thing to quantify, but it would certainly suggest that the presiding chair, the chair of the meeting, should always be respectful, should always facilitate conversation, and should not interject their own desire to talk or substitute it for others. I don't know if that's
No, it's helpful. I
giving
mean, but
enough.
yeah, it sounds like there is some gray area involved. But the advice you give seems like good advice to me. You know, we're all capable here. We can have these meetings in ways that work for everybody. I'm confident in that. And I think, you know, your suggestions are taken well by me anyway. Thanks.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes, thank you. So I think we as a county and a county commission, we're evolving. We've been evolving over the last several years, and certainly this commission is the first full 7-member commission since the Constitution. And I think with that, the way the meetings are managed and governed, I think need to continue to evolve as well, and we need to continue looking. When I first came on, I know a little bit about Robert's Rules, and when I first came on, I knew we were doing a lot of things that weren't really in compliance with the Robert's Rules. One of those is I think any discussion we have first has to be moved and seconded before we actually discuss it. We're not doing that either. But there is some leeway in Robert's Rules for a smaller group. Now, we're no longer a 3-member group, we're a 7-member group, so we're a little bit bigger than what we were before, but so like our counselor said, there's a little bit of leeway, but still the underlying principles are there, and that is that we have a fair discussion. I agree with the things that Commissioner Withington was saying, that maybe, you know, when it comes time, and for those at home that don't know, we push a button when we want to talk, and it shows up on a queue here, so we can see everybody who's lined up to talk, and then the presiding commissioner pushes the button and allows us to speak, allows our microphone to come on. So just so you know, we can see who's lined up in the queue to talk and how many people want to talk. Right now, there's nobody lined up to talk after me, if you're wondering. So what often happens if you know, we have a queue lined up and 4 or 5 people lined up to talk, and if someone talks and let's say Commissioner Withington says something and I want to respond to it, but I'm 5 down in the queue, I don't get to respond to him. But oftentimes the presiding commissioner will respond. Which kind of doesn't seem fair. And in a strict form of Robert's Rules, as you mentioned, the presiding commissioner, the chair, does not get to speak on the topic at all. They're just the referee that says, okay, your turn, and pushes the button. But this relaxed a little bit, and I don't think we expect that for the chair not to speak. You know, normally the chair is completely neutral on issues. I don't think that's the situation here either. He can have an opinion, he can certainly give his opinion, but I think to Commissioner Withington's point and some of the things that he said, I think we can clean it up a little bit, do a little bit better, and continue to look at, you know, where can we improve upon, and we don't, You know, we're not looking at 100% right now because, like I said, there's other issues out there that we're not following in Robert's rules, and I think you mentioned some as well. But I think we can do a little bit better, and quite frankly, I think it'll streamline our meetings. I think we'll get done a little bit sooner if we do it that way, which I'm sure everybody would appreciate that. But anyways, yeah, I thank you, Commissioner Whittington, for bringing this up. I think it's a good thing to talk about.
Okay, further discussion. I don't see anybody's button lit up. Commissioner Withington, if you would like to conclude.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
want to
I'm
see.
sorry, you're already on. I thought there was pushing a button, but you're already on.
Yeah, I just want to see that the rules are applied equally to everybody going forward.
Okay. Thank you very much for everybody participating. That concludes that discussion item. That brings us to Commissioner comments. Commissioner Carpenter. Commissioner Thompson. Commissioner. You just got back for Commissioner comments, so.
None. Go for it.
We're going to get out of here before 7 if we're not careful. Commissioner Lawson, Commissioner Withington. I will say one.
I apologize, if I
Yes, sir.
may. I just got a text from Mr. Hodges, and he asked me to say that he forgot to mention that we are closed tomorrow for Truman's birthday. Or is it birthday or recognition, but
But for
Truman Day is
Truman
tomorrow.
Day, for Truman Day, so let me just repeat that so everybody can hear it properly. So the offices of the county will be closed tomorrow in observance of the Truman holiday. Is that correct, Mr. Counselor?
That is correct.
Thank you. In a fit of poor judgment on the part of my wife, 49 years ago today, she actually married me. God knows why, but I am certainly grateful for that. I want to acknowledge that. Next year would be, if my math serves me, will be 50. And I just want to say that all of us need to have people in our lives, and I am extremely grateful that my wife Alicia is in my life. 49 years certainly shows a good deal of optimism on her part that I would become maybe a bit better than I was when I started out, but I am obviously extremely grateful. I love her very much. She does not watch our videos that much because I think she gets enough of me at home. But with that, I just want to say happy anniversary to Alicia. It's been a...
We call her Saint Alicia.
We should. But she doesn't usually watch these because sometimes it gets a little bit more raucous than she is comfortable watching. But with that, I just want to say happy birthday, good golly. Happy anniversary, kiddo, and I will be home soon. With that, just at 7, we are adjourned. Thank you.
49 years is a long time.
Longer for her than me. I can tell you that.
Ruffled tuxedo shirt, really?
Powder blue is coming back, I gotta
Okay.
tell you, man.